What is up, A team? Welcome back. Awesome, awesome here. Hope everyone's having an awesome day. Or not depending on what, but hope it is awesome. And yes, we're back at it today to talk more about crypto, to obviously talk more about the markets. We're having actually a decent turnaround from yesterday and today. We're up into the positive over the last 7. It's actually good to see. I mean, it's good to see. It's good to wake up to see that some of the projects that you're in are in the green right now. And it just feels like a better day today. Yesterday was kind of like a dull day for some reason to me. Like I was in the dumps yesterday, obviously with Scent and everyone just going at it. But now things are starting to come back here. Shout out to everyone that is still holding on to the whole Scent project and sticking through with that one. Sentinel, that is. And it's good to see it back. Good to see it back and running. And so before we jump into it all, because we do got some stuff out here to show, I want to show you guys that some crazy numbers have hit as to where we a lot of people are calling for the bottom. A lot of people think that we may have hit bottom here. And question is, did we hit bottom? I guess I'll leave it up to you, but I'll show some data for it. But before we jump into it all, I do want to say what's up to everyone here on the A team. Everyone over on TikTok, what is up over there? Everyone over here on YouTube, we got Kevin, Just Maui, Griff, Crypto Keeper, Joel. What's up, buddy? We got Dutch, we got Tim Shea, Mayor Crypto in the house here. Good luck to Tim. As you guys know, Tim and Rigatoni are the two going for first for the fantasy football, 18 fantasy football. So shout out to you guys. Made it through to the finals. So that's pretty awesome to see. We got XRPOG. What's up, buddy? We did a little research. We found out the XRPL is looking to add a privacy layer. Oh, nice, dude. That's pretty good. XRPOG, I love it, dude. What's up, man? We got Thomas in the house here. Good to see you, dude. Phil. We got Ozax. What's up, dude? Poppy's in the house. Inez, what's going on, Inez? We got Rob in the house. Guy, Baddest Cat, Romeo. Good to see you guys. Tony Punch in the house here. Good to see B May. We got Selmo. What's up, Selmo? Good to see Selmo. Andrew B's in the house here. Too fast to handle. What's up, buddy? Good to see everyone in the house. Trent's in the house. Jen. I always say Deb. I always say Gen X. I see Jen, but Gen X Deb. Good to see you. Who else we got? I'm going fast now just to get into this. Brodek, Crypto Mimi. Good to see you guys, dude. Feel like I haven't seen some of you guys since Christmas. Hope you guys had an amazing Christmas. Anthony Hawkins, what's up, buddy? All right, let's jump into it. We got some things to cover here. Like I said, cryptocurrency is actually looking pretty decent. I mean, over the last hour, it's obviously down like just a little bit, but I mean, 24 hours, we're kind of trying to gain some traction here. You can see Bitcoin's up about 0.53%, Ethereum back up about 1%. Over the last 7 days, we're starting to climb back out of here. So it's good to see the 7-day marker is in the green now. XRP trying to make a little bit of a comeback here. Someone asked me in Discord, I think it was Adam asked me in Discord if it was what my thoughts were about putting a long in on XRP. If you did put a long in on XRP last night, I said, yeah, the 4 hours looking pretty good. If you did put a long in on the 4 hour chart, then you're up in the positives right now. So shout out to anyone that put a long in on XRP last night. But a lot of the charts were looking pretty good. But we're here at the 10 o'clock hour, and 10 o'clock hour seems to be where we start to actually dwindle back down. For some reason, that 10 o'clock hour hits 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we seem to have like these sell-offs, and you're already starting to see it now. Look at everything starting to come into the red, which is just really weird. But this has been a very consistent trend. You'll see people on X post about it. Everyone's saying like this 10 o'clock, we start to see this downward trend. And if you go back and actually look at where we're at, I mean, the ratios are way off. You can see the shorts are stumping the longs right now, whether it's on the 1 hour or the 4 hour, even into the 12 hour right here. You're starting to see the shorts are still dominating these. So we'll see how that continues to play out here in the next hour. But you can see the S&P 500 is down about 3.85 points, very flat on the day right here. The Dow's down about 65 and the NASDAQ's down about 18. So very, very flat across the board here. I mean, we're trying to take off a 3-day losing streak. We know that we're going into the end of the year. We have one more day, well, today and tomorrow for the end of the year before New Year's hits. And we know what happens. I mean, people are obviously selling for tax harvesting, for selling for losses, whatever it might be. And so it's very common to sort of see this at the end of the year to happen where there might be some sell-offs. But I showed you guys a graph yesterday showing that, January 1st and 2nd are some of the biggest days for Bitcoin, have been 90% of the time. Bitcoin continue, climbs about 1%. And then on January 2nd, it climbs about another 1 to 1.5%. And then around January 14th, it obviously has another. So we have 3 big days coming in the beginning of January. And usually people start to buy back in. So we'll see if 2026 is that. I don't know. 2025 was like that up until Inauguration Day. And then we took a massive dump and a spill throughout the year. So what's up, Ed Summers? Good to see you, buddy. Hope all is well with you, man. Yeah, aloha, yeah. Don't forget to watch the XDC. Yeah, people love XDC in here. There's some people who actually hold it. But like I said, the liquidations are looking Looking pretty. I mean, if you're shorting the market, that's probably where it is. You can see the longs are still getting obliterated right now. But I want to show you this. I showed it yesterday about the historical numbers for both Ethereum and for Bitcoin. And 2025 is the second worst year in history for ETH. And we talked about this yesterday. And I think it's pretty crazy to see that we went into the end of the year only having 3 positive months all year long for Ethereum. That's crazy to think. You know what I mean? That through 12 months, only 3 months of those were positive, and it's kind of sad. I mean, last time we had this was in 2018. And we can see that December actually was a really good year, a really good month for Ethereum in 2018. Went up about 20%, but it fell down about 20% going into January. So all the gains that picked up there in December, it was lost in January. But this year, we're actually in the negative. We're still in negative territory. So we'll actually end this year in the red, 4 straight months in the red at this point. I mean, we're only 2 days away. We'll see if it ticks over into the green. I don't know. But regardless, we aren't looking too hot. So we're hoping, being that it is one of the worst years, that we end into a Q4. You can see right over here. Here's a Q1 of 2019, right after we had the worst year in Ethereum. We come into 2019 and we had literally a Q1 that was just phenomenal. Look at that, dude. I mean, besides January, you had February, March, April, May, June, all in the green with massive gains. So I'm hoping that we get into 2026 and the cycle is broken. I hope that we are already through this basically 3-4 months of a bear cycle. You can see that Ethereum and Bitcoin have been bearish, and we actually come out of it and look pretty strong. So hopefully we're in this this bear territory. We've hit bottoms here. A lot of indicators are out there showing us that we are hitting the bottoms here. Again, this is just an ascending wedge right here. Take it for what it is, but we're hitting levels that we bounce off all the time here. And so you're hoping that you ascend to the next level. The top of this level is actually 165 for the top of this wedge before we peel back. So that's what one person says. But again, I think that we are on this trend right here to bounce off of this. And this is just one indicator out here. Then we come back over here to the bear seasonality for Bitcoin as well. And we're going through it right here. I mean, this is looking really good. This is 2018 and 2022. So yesterday I showed you a 10-year bear seasonality chart. This is just 2018 and 2020 bear seasonality, and we're right on pace, dude. We're actually a little bit above average, and we're right on pace through the accumulation phase. Then it's going to go through the waiting phase and into the recovery phase. And so right now, this is actually looking, the two bear markets, 2018, 2022, we're right in the mix of that. So, I mean, like, technically, based off this, we are technically in a bear market, if you want to look at it like that. And so, yeah, to say that we're not is kind of crazy. I think that we've been in one for a while. You could still be bullish in a bear market. I want to put that out there. I know people are like, oh, well, you've been bullish. You could still be bullish in a bear market. These are the times to accumulate. These are the times to add to your positions. These are the times to DCA in. Again, if you're out here day trading, different story, right? You're looking at charts completely different. If you're here to just buy and hold, you're looking at them differently as well. So again, I know I talk about both sides. I'll talk about leverage trading and when to buy for some leverages and putting some margin calls in, doing shorts and longs. And then obviously I talk about the long-term side of things. And, again, if you're getting into crypto and you're new to crypto, the best thing you can do is probably just accumulate as much as you possibly can in the period of time of accumulation and just, wait for the next run to run and then take your profits from there. Like, that's the best thing you could possibly do if you're new to crypto or just get into crypto or just period in general. If you haven't done that, then this is the time to do it. I truly believe that. So I've waited for years. It makes sense to wait a little longer. Yeah, target is 2030. That's not too far away. If you think about it, 2030 is not that far away. It was calm. It was a calm year. You hold, you do your thing. If you need the money, then you're at the wrong place. Yeah, it's true. Too fast. I would agree with you. Hey, Austin, it's upsetting what happened with XCL and Cent. It is upsetting, but I mean, they're trying to work through it, right? I mean, it's a brand new crypto that launched. It's been out for almost 4 days now. And so, I mean, I think people, Cent fully verified on CMC. Yeah. So shout out to Sentinel. Sentinel finally got out here and verified on CMC. So the team's still doing it. You can see it's still climbing up right now. Yeah, it came down. But I mean, there's some resolve to it. So it's a brand new project. There's probably a lot of criticism with it of things that could have been done or could have been done better. Even I think about the things that could have been done better to make it a better launch and or a better chart. But the good thing is I have confidence that it's going to build back. Like, I mean, if you look at what the fundamentals are of Cent and the fundamentals of XCL, like nothing scares me. I think that the fundamentals alone could bring this out from the trend, the little bit of the dip that it's in. We're not that far away from getting back to the pre-sale price. I mean, we're like 30% away, 35% away, something in that ballpark, which to some could say that's a lot. But I mean, it's not when you start to think about how much money can come in from the Sentinel itself. So I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, shout out to them for getting on to CoinMarketCap. They are here on the DEX side now. You can see that they've updated their stuff over on DEX. They have their indicator on here now. So things are starting to pick back up right now. Their score went from 0 to 92. So like a lot of positive things are coming back in for Sentinel. And I truly believe that the fundamentals alone, base a project off the fundamentals of what it can do and what it can bring from that side of it versus anything else. And if this were some kind of meme coin or some kind of bullshit crypto out there, yeah, I'd probably say get out of it and walk away. But I think the fundamentals alone are solid enough, and the people that sold off on it are the people that were there for a short time looking for a little bit of a pump. They didn't get what they wanted, and so they sold their bag. And now it's time to build it back up. And I think that's what they're trying to do here. So yeah, shout out to the Sentinel and the XL Mafia here. And I got to give a shout out to Jorge, dude. Jorge came out here and tattooed his dude. Like, this is crazy. He came out and tattooed an XCL logo on him, dude. Like, that is crazy. Like you said, I'm an OG. Nothing you can say to do or stop me from being a part of this community, dude. Like, that's crazy. Tattooing XCL on yourself. That's wild, Jorge. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you for following through with that. Gosh, dang. That's crazy. So yeah. But back to where we're at here. So what I was showing you about with this accumulation and seasonality charts is that a lot of this is showing us that we are in accumulation phases. And then the next one is the waiting phase with the recovery on that. And I do think that we're here because the reason why I think that we're in this accumulation phase is because there's too many indicators telling us that we're in this the bottom of the market. Like, we've hit bottom. And I'll show some of those here. Let me get through some of the comments here. I also bought Cent in at the 7s. But a ZBEC, you put it in ZBEC instead. I've been burnt so many times. Yeah, I get that, my ultra journey. It's good to see you, buddy. Hope all is well, man. I thought Cent was heading to 0, but it's fighting its way back. I can't hit the 0, dude, because the liquidity is too, like I said, the liquidity pool on it is locked, right? So it's not like it can go to 0 unless the liquidity gets pulled. But the only way the liquidity gets pulled is if people sell. So, like, that's kind of what it comes down to. I called Cent another XCL. Sold out just to rebuy the bottom. I'm very happy with my decision. Okay. Yeah, I see you, dude. I still can't figure out how to get my Cent to my wallet. Anyone else having problems? You just got to download. You got to put the contract address in your wallet, Anthony. Put the contract in your wallet. What's up, Ghost? Good to see you, buddy. Real utility running autonomously. I know. That's how I look at it. There's Jorge. There you are, buddy. Sorry, I'm a little sick today. Still a little congested. So if I sound like ass, I'm sorry, dude. My bad. Let's see here. Finally got my coins for Cent. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, balls of steel. 100%, dude. Looks like we found the bottom on Cent. We could have, right? I got an Iron Man tattoo. I love it. I hope we found the bottom, dude. Hope you're feeling better, Austin. I felt like I was coming down with something, but seemed to kick it. Yeah, me too. I think it was just being out in the cold. We were out in the cold all weekend with soccer, man. And like, it just like, oh my God, just got sick. It's always Anthony with wall issues. That's funny, dude. That's funny. I got an Iron Man tattoo. That's awesome. Are you talking like an Iron Man, like for like the Iron Man marathon and like triathlon type thing? Or are you talking like Iron Man, like Marvel Iron Man? Just like XCL, things take a while before they can be vetted. Yeah. I definitely think it's nice to see here, starting to work their way out. I'm assuming that they probably, it usually gets on CoinGecko first. Shockingly, this is went to CoinMarketCap first. But the best thing you could do for this project is go over here and go under the community sentiment and, put your bullish up here, make your comments. You can see all the people jumping on it already, which is awesome to see. I mean, like, people are not holding back. I love it, dude. That's the best thing you can do for a project to get it out. And so if you want the project to grow, you got to go out there and do what you need to do. Did anyone get to say Tom? I'm sure someone did, bro. Will be nice when we can claim our rewards from Cent. Yeah, I think that's coming. I saw something that someone was saying something about the people were getting rewards already or something like that, or they're being distributed. I thought I heard someone say that. It's Summers, dude. Thanks so much for the 499 super chat. Just because, appreciate you, man. I hope all is well, dude. You've always shown up and shown out, dude. I hope you had a great Christmas as well. Gotcha. I figured it was the Iron Man triathlon tattoo. I didn't think you were going to go for the Iron Man Marvel tattoo. You don't seem like that kind of guy. I'm up here wallet asking if they have launch time and date, but they have not yet to hear back. Yeah, I have no idea. It's on the dashboard. Okay, so sweet, dude. How you feeling about the pure pre-sale coming to an end? Yeah, I mean, it's it's nice to sort of see it come to an end. We'll see what happens. You know what I mean? Pure Wallet's been out there for a while now, of a year, right? It's been now out for a year on the pre-sale. So it's we're talking what, roughly 1 day, 5 hours left on the Pure Wallet pre-sale, dude. So yeah, I have $8,266 in here. We'll see what happens, and I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm ready for it, dude. We'll see what happens. I haven't really communicated a whole lot, but we'll find out. But yeah, as of right now, 1 day, 5 hours left. When does Pure Wallet pre-sale end? Yeah, 1 day, 5 hours, Kenny. I'll be sure to share it with the group when I do hear back. All right, cool, bro. Yes, yeah. Download the contract address. Says rewards will be distributed within some time today. Oh, really? Let's take a look at that. I haven't even looked at that yet, dude. Sentinel. I haven't even looked at the dashboard for any of the rewards. I do see that if you sell, you definitely don't get your reward. So that's positive. I'll wait for the dashboard to reload because I do want to show you some things here. So as you can see right here, this person says, well, I'm not saying the bottom's in. It's looking pretty damn close. And you can see this rainbow chart here, which shows you the different levels of where we were going. And anytime that we fall into this blue level on this curve right here, which is just basically, we're talking about a trading curve here. And what this actually shows, that every time that we fall into this blue area or below it, we tend to go back out and we hit these levels of, basically euphoria. And we get into what's called this orange area right here. We've never actually hit this from the bear market below on this curve. We've just extended this slow moving upward trend. Even though we hit all-time highs, we've just been slow. We've never hit the euphoria stage. We never went into like the FOMO stage of Bitcoin again. It's kind of just flattened out. And I don't know if we'll actually hit it. I don't know if we'll get back up into these, but I mean, the numbers of which they're talking about here, you're talking to get into the green, to get outside the green level, that's 165. To get into the yellow area, it's 225. And to get into the orange area is 310,000. And then to get into the red, which again, we've only hit one time back over in 2018. We went into the extreme red over here, but that puts it at 415 per Bitcoin. So even if you just get to the basic level above into the yellow, that's 228,000. And like I said, I think I was calling for 250 for a long time there, and I still think that we can hit it. Here's another thing here. If you take the total market cap of Bitcoin, you take the total market cap of crypto, we came down and retested the all-time highs for the last bull market. So that's one thing I wanted to point out here, is that we have come down and retested the previous high of the previous bull for an entire bull market. So I've told you guys this before, that anytime that we come down to the previous high of the previous bulls, that's usually right around where we find bottom. And when you go back and you actually look at this, I like this indicator. I think this is actually a retesting of the market. And I do believe that we usually come down and hit these levels and bounce back. And so if this holds true, then we potentially might have found a bottom. I think that we could have found a bottom here. I'll be sure to share it with the group. Oh yeah, I appreciate that. Be pure. I like that message. We need more genuine effort in those post-ironic society. Yeah, I would agree, dude. Anybody long in? I'm thinking about going heavy on the long term. I'll have to look at some indicators. We'll look at some charting today on whether we go long or not. I took the week off on. You guys should be proud of me, dude. Since I came out with my video, when did I come out with that video? Said I'm no longer longing. I haven't put a long in, dude. I've been eager to. I said I'm done with shorting on, so the 26th. So it's been 4 days. It's been 4 days, dude. And I've been itching to put in a long. I was like, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm gonna contribute to not, liquidating the markets. And so I haven't put a long position. And there've been a couple times where I'm like, man, I could, even last night I was sitting there looking at the 4 hour, and I was like, dude, it's probably a good time to long the market right now. So, but yeah, and you would have won because right now it flipped, and now now the shorting's in. But you can see these will flip back and forth, right? So just be prepared for that. Let's see here. I'm supposed to get almost $9 reward was sent. Hell yeah, dude. I'm trying all day yesterday and couldn't figure it out. I'm going to start a new token called, what the heck is that, Ghost? Haven't sold any cent. I'm holding. There you go, buddy. Going to skyrocket on New Year's Eve. What's up, that guy? Good to see you, dude. Max is working on the back end. Don't forget to clear your cache. That's some crazy ass times, dude. Website most likely updating. They've been on top of it every day. Numbers aren't populating yet. Oh, gotcha. Okay. So let's see here. Filtering in progress. Yeah, the swarm's coming in here. You can start to see. I mean, look at the rewards, dude. Is that my rewards? Is that my rewards right there? Almost $1,000. Pre-sale cycle locked, finalized. Is that my? Am I at 8% now? Dude, is that my projected rewards now? Is $850? Dude, that's crazy if that's the case, dude. Is that it? Maybe I'm reading that wrong. I don't know. That's a lot, dude. That's a lot of rewards. Here's a question. I'm sure you've answered it a few times. I personally believe BTC is here to stay, but shouldn't we move on from useful storages of value? It's tough to say, man. There's so many things out there. Yeah. When I'm selling all my set and XCL video, that's what we want to see. You're a big old stuff. Appreciate you, guy. Appreciate you for being proud of me. I got to jump in. I'm headed out on the field. One of my claims. All right, dude. Take it easy, bro. Good to see you, buddy. Fake daycare, mint. Oh, I get you the fake daycare. I'm doing a custom token. I just don't know how the decimal is. I think the decimal is 18. The decimal is 18, bro. Yeah, sorry. Someone already said it, dude. I think your words are cracked. I only had 1,000. I think I got like $7. Oh, really? Okay. It says 8%. I don't know if that's right or not, but I mean, that's crazy. I put 100K in BTC and 0 in my small. You guys are crazy, dude. I have the same 18. Okay, so this is probably something's off right there, right? Or is that right? So cool hanging with you and Rodney. So curious why he isn't streaming at the moment. I don't know. Good question. Maybe burned out. It's always tough to stream. You know what I mean? Things get caught up. There's days where I wake up and I don't want to stream. So I don't know. Rodney's probably doing his own thing. I don't know. I haven't talked to him since Exceller, and yeah, but I hope all is well with him. I got a big 4.58 rewards coming. Hell yeah, dude. I think mine is $47. That's pretty good. Rewards are at the bottom. Okay. Your rewards are 0. That's cool. Oh, it says right. Yeah. That's cool. So my rewards are based off 0. Interesting. All right. Well, guess we'll find out. After stream, check Discord. Okay, I will, bro. I got 8.81 for $1,500 invested. All right. Not bad, not bad. Oh, we got a low performance. Completed low performance. What does that mean? It means low performance. Is that the first time I've seen that? Damn. So anything below 5 is low performance? Huh, interesting. Yeah, there's too much shit on here. I don't even know what I'm looking at sometimes. But here's another level here. I want to get back over to the Bitcoin side here. So another level here is here's the bear market bottoms, okay? And if you go back and you actually look at the numbers here, we again, RSI for me, and this is the MACD. RSI and the MACD obviously are certain levels that you hit. We hit way down here into like roughly the 5,000 mark. And you can see that we've already at these levels now. Bitcoin's MACD has returned to levels that we saw back in 2022 bear market. It says the current market structure is forming a clear bullish divergence on its MACD. So regardless of what's happening here, we are hitting numbers in a bear market. Like we hit previous bear market numbers. So numbers that are the lowest we've seen. And so it's coming back to me that yeah, the 4-year cycle could be broken. I mean, 2026 could look a lot different than what we think that it should be. And maybe again, we start to build out of it. Maybe we start to fall back into it. It'll be this next year is going to be super interesting, man. Honestly, I don't know what to expect, but everything's kind of lining up to be positive. I mean, you can't get any lower. You can only hit so far down. You can't keep going lower and lower and lower, just like you can never keep going higher and higher and higher. So you faded reflections, and now y'all waiting impatiently for reflections. Your rewards will have, yeah, but the reflections are different. Reflections were based off tax. You were getting taxed. So anytime someone would buy or sell, they were getting taxed, and then people would get their reflections, right? Big difference, I think, with the reflections. Your rewards will have went up since last time. And plus reflections were also in Saitama. They weren't actually in USDT or ETH, which I think this is an ETH or USDT or something like that. So you're You're getting it back in the token, but then people would go sell the token. Hi, Austin. Do you have a gray hoodie? I do have a gray hoodie. should I wear a gray hoodie? Oh, that bad trades are low. Yeah, I figured that guy. Yeah, I just got my rewards. They airdropped me more cent tokens. Really? That's weird. I finally got it. Thanks you so much. Yeah, that's great. You finally figured it out. Your mama wants these reflections. I'm so interested. The 4-year things are so different now. Yeah, it's really weird, dude. I don't know. I don't know what to expect, but numbers are lining up. So we could say that we're in a bear market. We could say that things have been very bearish over the last 4 months. You know, even in September, October, November, we can go back and look at the charts. I mean, like, things have been bearish here. Like, there's no question about that. But we're hitting levels that we saw in the previous bull market or the previous bear market. I mean, we're seeing it back over here. We just hit the peak of the previous top, which is an indicator that we're at the bottom. You know, we're already sitting here on a curve that we've been in lower levels here, which are levels that are in a, you know, these are levels. Sorry, where'd it go? These are levels that are in a bear market. You can already see here that we're already in accumulation for a bear market. Again, these are bear market numbers right here. The average is right here for 2018 bear market and 2020, and we're right there with it. So, like, there's just a lot of numbers saying that. Plus, we already know that we are that gold kind of leads the path for Bitcoin, and gold had a massive breakout. You can see that gold had this massive breakout, and Bitcoin follows behind it. Gold is one of the leading indicators for Bitcoin. The global M2 money supply is a leading indicator, and gold is a leading indicator. And we know that Bitcoin usually follows gold. People will usually take their money from gold, probably put it back into Bitcoin and vice versa. And that's what you're seeing right now. And so we'll probably see this Bitcoin break out and follow the path of gold. Now, again, how high does it go? I don't know. But I mean, usually we kind of follow that. We kind of follow that path. Is anyone buying PWT? My goal is 50K, but I never got for that. I ended up I have like 8,000 in, bro. That's as far as it goes. Austin, 87% chance the Federal Reserve does lower rates in January, according to the poly market. 87% chance does not lower rates. I would agree. It does not. Yeah, I think CME. I haven't looked at CME. Let's take a look at CME. I haven't looked at CME's reporting going into. And I think that the new FOMC. Let's see, FOMC meeting schedule. I think their meeting schedule has been posted for the 2026. Let's see. Here we go. Yeah, the new meeting schedule has been posted for the Fed's meeting in 2026 here. So here's 2025. The 2026 is future years. It's down here at the bottom, and you can see right now the next meeting is going to be January 27th and 28th, and then we'll have February off. So February, there's nothing in February, and then we have an economic or the summary of economic projections over here in March. So we have basically a whole month before we'll have anything in between there. But the Fed's watch, if you go here and you look at this, I mean, right now, yeah, we're at an 83.9% chance we stay the same, 16.1% chance saying that we actually cut rates. So we'll see what happens here. Some data still has to come in, and we'll see what happens. Thank you for all the help and info you give freely. It's great. Oh, no problem, Anthony. I appreciate you showing up, man. Sorry, spell correct. Oh, my ultra dream. There's no gold. Oh my God. You guys are that guy. You're killing me, bro. Discover Crypto roasted Rodney for his AI slop replies this morning. What do you, when you say AI slop replies? What does that mean? Oh, like in what is when you say AI slop replies? What is that, like on X or something like that? There's no gold. Just added my Pure Wallet to SafePal to get my cent. Couldn't have been any easier. Thank you for. Oh yeah, dude, you put your seed phrase in there. Hell yeah. Yeah, it sucks. Pure Wallet didn't work for Cent. I also, yeah, there must have been an issue with it. Austin says that Senate will abandon the filibuster to reopen the government, but I'm doubtful. I think if they shut it down, bro, like I do think that if there's a shutdown coming up again, I do think that that's gonna. I do think his account is automated. Oh, gotcha. That's what that means. Ronnie uses a bot to reply on X. You can do that, dude. I didn't even know you could do that. You can actually have a bot that replies on it. You just like say, hey, when someone posts, just reply to them. You can have. That's crazy. You can have that. I didn't know that. That's funny. But yeah, I do think that they'll nuke the filibuster If it gets shut down again, for sure. I don't think that the Republicans want another shutdown, regardless of whose fault it is. Like, it doesn't matter. You can set that aside on whether it's the Democrats' fault or the Republicans' fault or whatever it might be. I think that it's just going to come down, and I think Trump's going to put a lot of pressure on these people. Midterms are here, dude. Either you want his endorsement or you don't. And so I think that that's what's going to happen to whatever extent possible. I think we should prepare for a shutdown. Yeah, I bet you the shutdown will happen, and then the filibuster will happen. That's probably what's gonna go on. We'll probably hit a shutdown. Markets will probably take a shit, and then the filibuster will happen, and we'll probably explode. Because again, you got to think if they nuke the filibuster, we already know this. If they nuke the filibuster, Trump is going to be able to pass anything he wants until the end of midterms, till the end of 2026. Sorry, yeah, till the end of 2026. He'll have a whole year to basically pass anything that he wants through the House and the Senate, whether that's through voting rights, whether that's through whatever it is, and it's going to get turned over to law. And once it becomes law, it's really hard to overturn law. But again, filibuster's in there, and once the filibuster's nuked, then anyone that comes in there can obviously do the same thing. So yeah, it's a double-edged sword. I think the 10 months I've been listening to you, you always have black hoodie. That's all, brother. I wear a gray hoodie every once in a while, dude. I think even my thumbnail today has a gray hoodie in it, bro. I wear a gray hoodie every once in a blue moon. Where's my thumbnail right now? Nope. Where's my thumbnail? I thought I had a gray hoodie in my thumbnail. I do. In my thumbnail today, I have a gray hoodie, bro. I wear a gray hoodie every once in a blue moon, dude. I'm gonna set up the calls with Jake. Oh my god, you and Jake Claver. You guys are crazy. He replies to bigger accounts about Bitcoin and the market. It's weird. I do see that he has comments on here like this right here. Retail leads momentum, institutions watching. Like, I was like, how did he get in there so fast? I do see his comments in here. That's funny you say that now. When I go back and read some of the things, I'm like, how did Rodney reply to that so fast? That's funny you guys say. I never even put two and two together, to be honest with you. That's funny though. Shout out to Rodney. Hey, do your thing, boy. Do your thing. Trump's approval rating is in the toilet, so I doubt he can extort the Senate to do anything. We'll see, man. I don't know. Stuff is wild. That honestly the bad thing to nuke the. I think so. Yeah, it wouldn't be the greatest thing to do. I mean, it would just take away from the filibuster. That's all. I mean, I hate the filibuster. I hate when people go in there and they filibuster. That's annoying as hell. We need more contrast so you can monitor the beard. It's getting long, dude. Like, honestly, my beard is getting super long. Like, it's getting like long. You can see like on the side here, it's getting like super long. I don't know how long I'm gonna grow it though. I don't know how far I'm gonna grow it, dude. I might cut it. Every time I think I'm like, oh, I'm gonna keep growing it, and then I don't, dude. Trump adding his name to the Kennedy Center is not going over well. Yeah, I thought that was kind of crazy. The Trump Kennedy Center was kind of weird. I don't know why you just don't create your own center. Why don't you just call it the Trump Center? Just call it a day. You'll have to claim your rewards on Cent website. Okay. Trump hard to understand. Glad you make it more clear. Trump, yeah, it's hard to understand what's, if people love Trump, people hate Trump. You're always going to have that, and you're going to always have. I mean, you can never satisfy everyone. You know what I mean? Like I've realized that. Like, there's no way in hell you can satisfy everyone. Everyone has their own beliefs, their own ways, their own feelings, their whatever it might be, and so sometimes you just got to there's some things I do like about Trump and the fact that he just hardlines a lot of things. And then there's things that he does that you're like, yeah, that's a little intense. But I mean, you have that with both sides, dude. So it is what it is, Anthony, I'm down, bro. It's eventually going to reach pre-sale again. I might be a year older, but it'll get there. What are you talking about, dude? Oh, eventually. Oh, pre-sale. You're saying about pre-sale price, bro? Poly market is good in the sense that now we know all the true G-gens go to. Yeah. Poly market's wild, dude. Tim Walz. The Tim Walz, dude. If you guys are following the poly market with Tim Walz, dude, that is a. Oh man, I don't even know what's gonna happen, dude. I know that he's probably sweating it right now. Did you do glitter? Did you do the glitter beard? I did not. Is it sparkly? I washed it and I put some oils in it, so it looks like probably shiny. I thought I'd relate to him. You're stupid, F Joe. Keep on rocking. I have a tendency to only wear black hoodies. Yeah, me too, dude. I don't know why. I just like them. And these ones are Russells. That are like the Russell athletic ones. I love it, dude. I love these sweatshirts. Hit that like button, everybody. I apologize for the 18 for being a butthurt about the launch. Patience, we must. It's all good, Adam. It happens, dude. It happens. it's good to trust me, dude. I think patience will eventually pay off, but it's all good, bro. Appreciate you coming in here. Support Austin, smash that like button. I appreciate Kenny. Yeah, hit that like button, dude. Pre-sale almost over. Yeah, the pure wall pre-sale is almost over. Don't use. Oh my God, Romy, I almost read that out loud. You guys are crazy, dude. You support. Oh man. Oh man, it's crazy. Black hoodies are slimming. Kind of, yeah. I'm still butthurt. What are you butthurt about that guy? About the project going down? Well, you're a hard person to please, dude. You're a hard person to please in crypto. Like, you actually might be the hardest person to please in crypto. Gonna talk mad shite for a minute. Do your thing, bro. Do your thing. I'm butthole hurt. Get it right now. Wait, what? Went off with the conspiracy theories. I mean, dude, like, it happens in crypto, man. There are anyone can run with it, right? I mean, that's what it is. But here we can see right here, buckle up, kids. There's been a vibe shift. Long-term holders have started accumulating. Anytime we start to have massive accumulation in crypto, things start to take off here. And we saw a little blip over here in September. We saw a little blip over here. But now you're starting to see long-term holders come back into it versus the selling. We talked about this a couple days ago about the selling pressure that's in here. And that's what was causing. Long-term holders were starting to sell. Then you had short-term holders come in, and then massive short-term holders were selling. Anyone that was less than 155 days started to sell at losses. Now you're starting to see the long-term holders come back in and accumulate. So this goes back. Take this look right here. Long-term holders supply net change in 30 days. We're starting to be into the green. You go back over here and you look at what the bear market is. It's accumulation phase. This is accumulation. You match it with what we're seeing right here, and we're starting to accumulate. These are again, follow the whales, follow the people that have been here, and when they start to buy, you should be buying. Got to get organic. Oh my God, dude! Silver sale starting to rise up through. Yeah, that guy ordered. You guys are crazy. The organic. You guys are wild, dude. Terry calls that every scam after he lost money on it. Yeah. I don't think that there's one dude. Terry lost money on XRP, and he's like, XRP's a scam. They're screwing everyone over. Like, the only project I think he might have even called Bitcoin a scam at some point. Like, I think Terry, like, it doesn't matter. Like, Terry's gonna call anything and everything a scam. As soon as he loses money, he's like, even if he goes in a leverage trade, he loses. He's like, dude, that exchange is a scam. They took my money. I don't blame him though. Like, you kind of feel like that if you get XRP is a scam though. I love it, dude. You guys are great. I love it. And again, people can believe it's a scam. People cannot. I mean, people still believe Bitcoin's a scam, right? You got Peter Schiff out here literally calling Bitcoin a scam every freaking day. You know what I mean? Like, you can't win. Like, crypto, you literally can't win in crypto. Like, no matter how you look at it, it's a lose-lose, dude. Like, there's gonna be people that love it. There's gonna be people that hate it, and like, it just is what it is. And one thing I've realized in the space is that there's a lot of people that will hate it. The crypto savior thing is over, right? I mean, trying to say people are just going to do what they're going to do, and there's nothing anyone can say. You got the pump fun out here. You got all these meme coins and Solana and all this crazy, like, that whole crypto savior thing's over, dude. Like, it's gone. When Trump came into office and launched his own meme coin, done, over with, dude. Like, no one can say anything now. Like, we got the president of the United States, the leader of the free world, the most powerful man in the world, launched a fucking meme coin, dude. And launched two of them, right? Not just one. He launched two of them, and then he launched World Liberty Finance, right? And so it's just like, when you have that, there's nothing anyone can say. Like, it's almost just laughable at this point. And it's like, you either like it or you don't. You just move on at this point. That guy dropped Terry returned everything to his mom. Got her. Hey, yo, leave Terry alone now. Leave Terry alone now. HBAR is killing me. Crazy. More people get scammed out of the US dollar. Dude, US dollar is a scam, bro. Yeah, you talk about a scam, dude. The scam is the US dollar. I would agree. That's actually a good point. If we're going to talk about scams, let's just talk about the US dollar, right? I mean, let's talk about the banking system. Let's talk about that whole financial system. Like, let's talk about those. You know what I mean? We're going to sit here and, like, talk about all the other things. Like, damn, those are the things that eat you up the most, dude. If you have your money in fiat right now, you're losing in life, bro. Everything is a scam. You know the biggest scam in life right now for me, like, the biggest thing I hate, the thing I like, and you guys are probably guessing, I've probably said it multiple times. The thing I hate the most And like, it just makes me so mad. But I understand why we have to do it, but not to the extent to which we have to do it. And I would agree, dude. Like seeing the things that are happening in Minnesota like irk me to death because it's the people like us that are paying. But taxes are the biggest damn scam in the world right now. I don't care what anyone says, dude. The amount of taxes that someone has to pay that when they make money is just crazy to me, dude. Like it's just crazy. And I get that you have to pay some taxes, local taxes for your roads, for your schools. I'm all down with those. I'm down with those, dude. But when it goes to the federal taxes, when it goes to the government, and then it goes off into these NGOs, and like we can go down this whole rabbit hole. That's where I start to draw the line. I'm like, you know what? Enough. Like enough of this crazy 30% taxes you got to pay for this. And I'm cool with the local taxes. Let me pay my local taxes. Let me pay for my schools. Let me pay for my, my roads and my streets, and let me pay for my community, my fire departments and my police departments. But don't let me send all this money off to, to Washington, D.C., where they can choose to do whatever the hell they want to do with it. Like that's where I eventually draw the damn line. I'll pay taxes for my local families and people around me, for my communities. I'm totally down with that. Not going to the federal government anymore, dude. Like I'm over the federal government. After seeing all the shit that's coming out with all the fraud, I'm over paying the government, the federal taxes. I will continue to pay them because I don't want to go to jail, but I think it's the biggest scam in the world. Yeah. So if we're going to get down to the scamming here, right? Like crypto's low on my totem pole for scams, right? There's scams out there. Don't get me wrong. People are out there scamming all day long. But when it comes to actually like our livelihoods with how much money we spend getting taxed, it's the federal taxes, dude. Federal taxes are a scam. And it really starts with everything that Elon did with Doge, right? I mean, I'm not sitting there saying that like everything that he uncovered was 100% a scam, but like USAID was definitely doing some crazy stuff. Like we can all sit there and say they probably did some positive things, right? To some degree, they probably did help out in certain areas, and people did get their vaccines and whatever they need to do. But there was a lot of things uncovered that showed that it was different, right? And so yeah, I know I'm off subject here. I know I'm not even talking about crypto anymore, but if we're talking about scams, like that's the biggest one, dude. No state income tax in Florida. We do have sales tax though. Yeah, and that sales tax goes back to your local communities. You know what I mean? Like that's what the sales tax is, right? That's why every city has a different sales tax, which goes back to provide for their cities. Like I'm okay with sales tax. We have sales tax here in Washington, and I'm okay with like businesses having to pay their B&O taxes, right? Because I mean, they use a lot of, like, I'm okay with all that. It's just when it goes to the federal government, I'm not. Like I kind of like, okay, I'm over this. Dude, Shannon, thanks so much for being here for 40 months, dude. 40 months. Damn. I agree. Fed taxes suck. I would agree. They do. Shannon, thanks so much for being the longest 18 member in the house here at 40 months, dude. Insane, dude. Appreciate you so much, man. Always holding it down. I feel government is sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't. Most of the time it doesn't, and we're seeing that right now. Right. Socialist tax is all good. I would just want to pay for my local communities. Seems like there's always a catch-22. There always is, dude. You might want to look at Minnesota before you say you're staying. Local taxes are okay. Well, they're funded off of a federal. They're funded off of a federal budget, bro. The whole Minnesota thing. If you watch that whole video and everything that's been uncovered, like you got to admit that's some crazy stuff. But that's coming from the Fed. Those are federal grants, bro. That's why this is a federal. This could lead to federal indictments. Like you're talking the Department of Justice, the FBI. This is federal. That's at the federal level because these are federal grants. This is federal money. It's coming from taxpayers like you and I. That's what's crazy about it. Yeah, I would also agree that no taxes should be sent to foreign countries. I think that's crazy too. I think it's okay to help from a humanitarian effort. I'm all for humanitarian efforts. I do think that some people need assistance. Like that is true. Like I think that you should, if we have extra vaccines or if you have, ways to keep malaria from spreading and those like I'm totally down with that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? But I don't think that America should be the only one providing that. I think it should be on a global scale. It shouldn't be just America providing it. It should be, there should be a whole, a humanitarian effort for that. And unfortunately, America is the brunt of that. Almost everything is a conspiracy, but again, the conspiracies that have all come true. I love the conversation about everything. I know it's just we kind of went off the freaking deep end here. Sorry, went from like straight crypto to like what is fraudulent. All thanks to Terry. Thanks, Terry. Appreciate you bringing that up, dude. Doge said it saved 160 billion. Those cut cost taxpayers 135 billion. Yeah, the federal workforce. Well, they cut off a federal. I mean, cut off a lot of employees, right? So it cost the taxpayers 135 billion for this first year because you got no money coming in, right? I mean, they laid off how many federal workers, and that money actually does impact the GDP. So there's always a cost to doing that business. Trump not living up to his promises yet, but let's see. That's true. It is an uphill battle. Oh, your state taxes get wasted too? Yeah, state taxes are crazy, dude. Yeah, they use federal funds. Yeah, we shouldn't be paying tax, period, because the government just prints. That's true. I'm leaving for Hershey, Pennsylvania in a few hours. Who wants chocolate? Dude, yeah, you better stop by and get that chocolate. They overpaid 13 billion in taxes. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. No tax on pizza, tacos, and sushi. I'm down with that, dude. I think the federal government was relying on the state government for oversight. Bad idea. That's true. That's true. They should probably not do that. What's up, Auxilla? I think it's cool when we start talking about other things. Yeah, it gets a little wild, right? We are, we got halfway through the stream and didn't go off the rails, so we made it a little further than most. Save for its pineapple juice. I bought more cents since it's low again. All right, damn, bro, getting in on that. I love how politician foundations never pay tax and never make foundations, but bring in millions. The Pelosi thing got me, dude. The Pelosi thing got me, and even like every congressperson, I don't care whether you're right or left, the amount of money that they go in, they're like, oh, they're only worth $100,000, and then by the time they leave office, they're worth like 50 million. Like, how? Like, I want to know how that happens. Like, I know how it happens. Like, we all know how it happens, but like, why is that? It's like what happened. I'll give you a perfect example. Look what's happening in sports right now. Sports for amateur sports, NCAA, the NIL deals, and what they're doing with that is obliterating college sports. They thought it was going to be a good idea, but what happens is when you start to pay these people, and I'm not saying that they don't deserve to be paid. I'm just saying that when you start to create a portal for transfers, and you start to create it to where it's based on money and that how much money you can make even as an amateur, it takes away from what your goal is and what people are trying to accomplish. And that's the same thing that happens with politicians, dude. When people start to, when they're making their wage, normal wage, they're gung ho and they're going to go in there, but then all of a sudden they start to get their pockets filled, and it completely changes the entire game. And that's what we're seeing with college, dude. You start putting money in the pockets, and it changes everything. We're an amazing A-team community, and we can relate. Yeah, 100%, Anthony. And we all see different sides, dude. Why help when you can build a ballroom? That's super important. The ballroom thing, that was so funny, dude. All the energy that went into the ballroom was crazy. Oh my gosh. I think there was more video time on that than anything out there with the ballroom thing. One of those daycare centers phone numbers went to, I know that was so crazy, Alex. I saw that. Anyone following the world? I am not following that. Congress makes too much too. They should make the median. Yeah, it's pretty crazy how much they make. It is crazy. The cheerleaders should be paid for dreading the. They're saying added 330 million. Yeah, that's crazy, right? Slim Cheeses. I think that's crazy that she added that much money to her net worth. Like, how? How is that possible? Why do we let it happen? Good question, Scott. Grifters on both sides. For some reason, we all look the other way. Corruption is. Yeah, it's true, Jolan. That's true. Hey, he's up Pelosi. She's my financial advisor. Almost. Yeah, he is paying for the ballroom himself. That is true. They create government daycare centers and get paid millions a year to their personal banks. I mean, yeah, it's pretty wild, dude. Oh, it's crazy. So this is where everyone talks about Binance, right? This is pretty crazy. Binance is now the largest venue for BTC futures. So like when everyone talks about like, why did Binance dump or why did Binance cause this? We'll realize it's now the largest venue for BTC. Over 125,000 BTC open interest right now. 11.2 billion open interests on Binance. It says CME has slipped to 123 for BTC. It's the lowest level since February 2024. Like, that's crazy to me. So I mean, like, so when you talk about the amount of push, the amount of we talk about manipulation, we talk about control, we talk about all that stuff. Realize Binance controls a majority of it. Binance will decide where the markets go. There's no doubt about that. You follow that with along with BlackRock, Grayscale, Fidelity. Now you have Binance and the amount of money that these people have, insane amount of money. And so just realize that these open interests cause these markets to fluctuate. So someone was asking the other day, actually, I think I saw it today on X. They were like, can someone explain these candles? Like you just like go in and these candles are wild, dude. Like let's just zoom into these day candles here. Like some of these candles are crazy. Let's actually tell you the truth. Let's go to the hour. Let's go to the hour. Look at these hours. Like this right here is a crazy. Maybe even 4 hour will be better. Let's do a 4 hour. But like these candles are crazy, right? I mean, we're talking massive liquidation events happening every time. And we're having another one right now. I told you, dude, the 10 o'clock hits. 10 o'clock hits, dude, we're in the red. Now we're starting to bounce back out of it. But I mean, that 10 o'clock hour hit and we came down. But they were saying, like, what causes this? Well, what causes this is the amount of open interest that we see out here. The amount of money that these people have to shift markets. It's insane. It's insane, dude. So the only thing that you can do is stop leverage trading on these networks. That's what it comes down to, dude. If you want this to come to some kind of resolve, you'll be fine. What's up, Booze? Nope. We're good. The girls are all dressed, ready to go. Why do you think H bar is underperforming so hard? Good question. I don't know. Lost steam, lost momentum. I think that's probably what it is. At least he's paying attention to the ballroom himself. XRP snipers buying longs. Yeah, it's capital. And that's what it comes down to. You start to see this. I mean, you start to see a lot of this, dude. The Hershey Museum started as a Native American artifact. Really? I did not know that. Hit the damn like button. I appreciate you, Anthony. Oh, really, dude? I didn't know there had that many. I didn't know Hershey had that many. I found a couple things from my tribe. It's not public display. Oh, interesting. So, yeah, that's kind of so. So when you start to look at the numbers here, that's kind of what it is, and you can see Bitcoin's coming down right now. We can start to see here the 4 hours starting to work its way back up. We started to come down here. A lot of us were thinking we're going to hit this 87 again. There's a fair value gap right here that needs to be filled. Good support level here at 87 as well. Every time the 4 hour comes down and resets, we do have a nice bounce back. So this is last night. I was looking at this. Like last night was a good time to put a leverage trade in for Bitcoin. Even for Ethereum, everything came down. Look at that. Ethereum down last night. That's what I was telling someone came in and said, hey, it's a good time to put a long in. And I was like, yeah, probably. I think it was Adam that actually asked that, to tell you the truth. And I was like, yeah, probably is across the board, whether it's XRP, whether it was Ethereum or Bitcoin. I should have went in and did it, but I told myself I was going to hold off and not put any in. I was going to give myself like a week to do it. I was like, I'm done doing it. But it was so hard not to last night. I didn't end up doing it. But looking at the 4 hour definitely is not wrong. Came back up right now. Typically, though, we tend to go up and come back down. So this could peak. We tend to do these things right here. Like we go up and come down. We go up and come down. Go up, come down. You can see it happens every time. So I wouldn't be shocked if this comes up. We do come back down, leading into probably tonight or tomorrow, and then have another bounce back, coming into Thursday. And then probably Friday, we have a dump like every other Friday, it seems. So, we'll do something like this. This is Thursday right here. We'll start to bounce back out Thursday. So we should come down. You can see right here last time, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, right? Boom. And then we come back out. Same thing that's happened over here. You get into, Monday, Tuesday, and then it comes back down Wednesday. And we start to recover here on Thursday. And then we fall back out on Friday. So same sort of thing that we have right now going on. Let me get this out of here. So this is Ethereum, by the way. XRP is in the same boat. Bitcoin's in the same boat. We do the same exact thing. Probably come down. We'll do like a little double top and come back down. So, Austin, why don't you own any Solana? I do. I usually Solana is an easy chart to trade now too. So I've been leverage trading Solana a lot as well. So like, let me get out of here real quick. I've been trading that, but I don't really hold a ton of Solana. No. I got it. I'll buy it, but I usually don't sit on a lot of it, dude. It's just not it's just Solana's just never been it for me, man. I don't know why. I'll trade it. I think it does well, but I mean it's honestly one of the lowest performing blockchains right now. It's gone down like 25% in volume. I think a lot of it had to do with the overhyping and the over what is the word? Like I think like pump.fun burned everyone out. And so like that's kind of crazy to see, So Trump is transactional. Funders of the ballroom will be rewarded with regulatory. He is transactional, that's for sure. I'll give you that. Whether that's good or bad, I guess it comes with good and bad. To see XRP above $5 Bitcoin, Bitcoin will have to be around 140 to 150K, in my opinion. Very well could, yeah. Yeah. What did Eugene say? Good morning, A-Team. I'm on the unfortunate few who still has to work today. We're all working today, dude. We're all working today. Who's gonna boost Cent on Dex or CMC? Good question, dude. Yeah, but they got listed out here. It's starting to try to make a little comeback. I don't know how I feel about the new Dex tools yet. I'm still trying to feel it out. The new Dex tools got me all, I don't know. How does everyone else feel about the new Dex tools? I kind of like the old one still. I still kind of like the old design. I don't know. Maybe I'm just so used to the old design that like anything new kind of throws me off. As a luxury builder, it makes sense. He would want to leave a beautiful ballroom as a legacy, among other things. Yeah, that's true. I would give you that. I mean, he's a builder too, right? So we have to become a metals channel until they back the ISO compliant cryptos. Metals is killing it, dude. They were saying that they could see some of the metals going up pretty high. Silver's been doing good. I like the old Dex also. Yeah, the new one kind of got me all thrown off. So what do you think about Cent LP? I think the float is very high for the low price. Seems like it'll take away too much money to pump it to be in a significant amount. I don't think so. You got to think they launched with $1 million in liquidity. It's lost about 120,000 in liquidity has been lost since the launch of it, right? It launched at 1 million in liquidity. So I don't think it's gonna be that hard to get it back, right? Because the liquidity pool should have been a higher. I've already said this, dude. The liquidity pool should have been higher at launch. I think they launched at like 10 or 12%. It probably, after doing the math here, I mean, looking at it, you probably need to be close to 15 to 18% is where liquidity should have been put in at. And so, yeah, I mean, a lot of it's based off of liquidity and how liquidity goes. If this was a stronger liquidity pool at the jump, let's just say that it was a 15% or a 16%, the sell-off wouldn't have been as bad. We probably wouldn't be down to the 8s. We'd probably be down, we'd probably be, somewhere down here in the 1s. You know what I mean? We could still be below with the massive sell-off, but I mean, it wouldn't have been as dramatic. But the thing is that building liquidity back up is actually not as bad. It's not as hard as you think it is. That's just kind of what it is, dude. It's just no, I decided not to do it. Maybe I misspoke. The pooled Cent, that number is huge. It's going to take a ton of money to cause a squeeze. Oh, I get what you're saying. 4 million at pre-sale. Liquidity should have been 3.5 million. No way, dude. If it was at 3.5 million, it wouldn't have grown. F Joe. There's no way. It would take so much money to make the project. If you put too much in liquidity, the project doesn't move. If you put too little, the project is very volatile, right? So like remember MMAI, dude? They put like 30% in liquidity, and like it literally you couldn't move it. It was impossible. But then that was a whole different shit show. But still, like that was a good example of like liquidity. So I don't know, man. Trying to find the perfect liquidity is hard. XCL found the perfect liquidity. XCL, when they launched, found the perfect liquidity. Would have grown negative 35%. Wouldn't have grown negative. Yeah, you're right, but it wouldn't either. It wouldn't give everyone. It wouldn't even go up 100% probably though, Joe. Right? Maybe 50%, maybe 30%. How hard it would be to grow that to any return. It would be hard. So it's a catch-22 with liquidity. XCL found a perfect liquidity. That's honestly what happened. I mean, like, I think that's when you start to really look at it, XCL found a perfect liquidity. So that's why they got so successful. They found the perfect liquidity pool. I agree. XCL has a small enough pool to where those burns move the chart. My point is that Cent 60K burn barely moved the chart, which seems crazy. Yeah, I mean, you got a pump right here. It moved the chart. People just sold the chart, right? This is that burn, right? Was it somewhere around this time frame? I think this is it. Went back up to like 1.5. This was that burn. So they put in this all the way down here. It was at zero. What is it? 0.0018, and it went all the way up to point. Was that 0.0014? So definitely above pre-sale, but like there was already a massive sell-off in that process. You know what I mean? So like in all reality, they should have probably burned it when everyone got their tokens. Is when they should have burned it. When everyone got if they wanted to really rally it, when everyone got their tokens. And again, I don't know exactly when everyone got. I think this is when everyone got their tokens right here. You can start to see the sell-off. They probably should have burned it somewhere in here. But I mean, we're all playing Monday armchair quarterback. The liquidity thing is, I mean, probably the biggest thing. You got to really nail that liquidity. There's a liquidity for a token, but they also need liquidity for the arbitrage services. Yeah, there's two things here, and that's why they said in the tokenomics, right, 10 to 50% went to liquidity, and then the rest would go to the arbitrage system, right? So they put in roughly 10 to 12%. When I went back and looked at it, right, what Terry said was 544,000, right? And then, and then they put in, so that's roughly about 12% to liquidity, roughly. And like I said, they probably should put 15 to 16% if you do the math. And we would probably still be over $1 million, definitely over $1 million in liquidity. The price wouldn't probably be as low. So like there's a whole thing to it, dude. And it's hard to know exactly how it's going to work out until you do it. But the good thing is you can always add liquidity. And that's what the burns are going to do. The burns are going to continue to add liquidity. The more you burn, you buy back and burn, the bigger the higher this will go up. Like you're going to continue to build this floor because of the buys and burns. This liquidity pool is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's going to get stronger. And then eventually you're not going to be able to hit these levels anymore. Like that's the whole goal at the end of this. And like, that's what makes me bullish about it. So the rest of the money is going to, it's for the trading, dude. It's for the Sentinel. That's what it is, dude. It's going into the Sentinel. 3.5 million left, no boost, no update. Dex still no add, no buybacks. But why? Why do all that fake stuff, F Joe? When you know that you have a proper project that can go out there and make money, why would you go spend money on all that bullshit? Why would you spend money on a boost? Why would you spend money on ads and all that kind of stuff? The buybacks are happening with the profits. Like, I'm all for it, bro. Like, I don't think they should go waste money on bullshit like that. You know what I mean? Like, that's just me. I think they should take that money, do what they say they're going to do with it, go out there, trade, arbitrage, and build the chart. If it takes 3 months, it takes 3 months. If it takes 6 months, it takes 6 months. Right? But that's the whole point, is that if the mechanics are working, who cares about the rest of the shit? Who cares about any of that stuff? And I guess that's just my point. And let's see here. It makes perfect sense. Will the Pure Wallet token be launched immediately? Good question. I have no idea, dude. They did all that with XCL and it's still up 4x. Yeah, but they didn't have, I don't think they have anything that's going to inject anything. XCL is a different animal. Like you can't compare. Like I said, I think it was a perfect storm. Like we ask ourselves, like, why do some tokens do well and some tokens don't? I don't know the answer, but I think liquidity is a big portion of it. How the liquidity pools works. I think right time, right place, right time. It's so hard to say, dude. And they didn't do. I don't think they did it. No, they didn't do. That's the crazy thing is, I don't know if they paid. They did the little stupid things. I don't know who did these, but this is I remember these things, but I don't know if that was the project or people. Who knows? Where's it at? Let's go to the chart. Like these little stupid things. Is this what you're talking about? These little like boost things right here. These things. Is that what you're talking about, dude? I don't know who did those. They did 2 boosts. Do you think do you think that was the project that did those, or do you think that was the community? Probably the project. I don't know, but like these boosts are. You think these boosts are worth it? I mean, every time they boosted it, look at it. it took a shit. Austin, I could buy 1 ETH on Coinbase, transfer it to Meta, then swap for Cent. Correct? That is correct. Yes, Adam. I put 1 ETH into Pure Wallet token, so I'm most likely going to sell at launch and add my XCL bag. Yeah, I mean, I put 8,000 into Pure Wallet a year ago, dude. So people are just impatient. The project was only out 20 hours and people were bitching. Oh, it got crazy, bro. It got crazy. It got to the point where it was exhausting. Even in my Discord, it got crazy. You know what I mean? It was like, gosh, dang, dude. Jake Claver harms it. Anthony, uh, Andrew B. He definitely does not like Jake Claver. People are, yeah, I would agree though. It's impatient. It's crazy. No one should have expected a repeat of XCL. XCL was a unicorn. XCL was. I told a lot of people that's a hard thing to do. What XCL did was a hard thing to do. It really was. It was an anomaly. It's hard. It's hard to repeat that. Not saying that like Cent couldn't do well. That's not what I'm saying. I just think XLR just was. It was just kind of a different storm, and it just did different things. I don't know. Like if people could replicate XCL, they would do it every day. You know, hey, I'm still in XCL. Me too. I wish someone would hand me 3 million to trade with. I know, right? That's it's a crazy thing to get that much money to trade it with. But hey, man, they're going to put a system in there, and hopefully it brings everyone prosperous. You know, everyone prospers from it. Exceller has red error code again. Wasn't there earlier today. Where's the error code at, Scott? I'm still in XCL. Yeah. The money will make the rewards we will receive from XCL and Cent alone will be very. Yeah, I think 2026 could be actually a good year. I called the Cent wouldn't do it. I skipped the pre-sale and bought the dip after launch. There you go, buddy. That's my fault, Austin. I apologize. Don't nail me to the cross. No, you're good, bro. Adam. The good thing is that you. The good thing is that you like reflected, right? That's the best thing. You weren't the only one. It was just like, yeah, you're good. You're good, Adam. That's a good thing that you reflected on it. That's always a positive thing. The too many whales and new projects, and they all decide to get out quickly. That's true. Yeah. Stupid. F Joe, you crazy. So I still need to use Pure Wallet to connect to Cent website instead of SafePal. You can use whatever one you want, Tom. You know, they're both the same thing. It's just an interface. It's just an interface, man. So it doesn't matter which wallet you use. You can use any wallet. You know, you can use any wallet. Not sure about you guys, but I will use the rewards to buy more Cent. It's such a small amount, but I think it will be the best value. Yeah, I think I'm going to too. I will as well. You got to earn it, man. A lot of tiers, and it's a lot of nonstop working. Yeah, it's probably not easy, dude. Whatever system is being created, it's not easy, but it's 32% down from all time high, right? You can see if you zoom out on this, right? 32%. Is that what it's saying? 32? No, what's it saying? Oh, is that just today? That's not today. I mean, it's right now. It's roughly about 35% from pre-sale price, right? So it's about 33%. It's 32% from pre-sale price. That's not that bad. I think that can actually be eaten up pretty quickly. 32% from pre-sale price is not that bad. It could be a lot worse. You know what I mean? I think so. From like right now to get back to pre-sale price, you have to go up about 45%, which is that's a pretty decent. But I don't think that can't not be done. I mean, I think that can be done with some burns for sure. You got to earn it. Yeah, it's people who don't really believe in the product. Yeah, and that's exactly what it comes down to, Stormwolf. I mean, what it all is. There's people. Everyone has their own agendas when they come into these pre-sales, right? These people had their own agenda, and some people, made a little bit here. Some people didn't. You know what I mean? Like that's just really what it comes down to. I fudged, but I'm excited to see what Exceller does, right? Or sorry, not Exceller, Exceller too. But I'm excited to see what Sentinel can do, right? It just got listed on CoinMarketCap, so I mean, it's good to see that they're still out here doing this. They got their stuff updated over here with Sentinel. This is really good to see. I think I saw that they're on Dex Screener too, right? So Dex Screener, I think that I saw them on there as well. Let's go to Cent. I was looking at my phone here. Cent. Oops. See Cent. Yeah, see Cent's over here on Dex Screener as well. They got the symbol out there. They got everything moving over here. So I think that like things are starting to work itself out. Strange that people were selling at huge loss. I don't get it either, dude. I've always said that. I don't. If it was a meme coin and it was just some hyped up meme coin, I totally get it. But when you have a project that's going to be bringing profits back to the project, which we can see here on the dashboard, like when you start to see this, like when you actually start to see the money flowing in, the bots trading, the amount of money being made, 7,750 daily profits coming back to holders. Like when you start to see that, I'm like, that's a different thing. Like, no, the meme coins don't have any of that shit. So I totally get it if like it's a meme status and like people are out there like trying to sell on top of everyone. But when it comes to this one, it's like I had a hard time myself like digesting that too. Like, damn, dude, people are actually selling for like 50% losses. I mean, you had a guy, I think he had a big time wallet sell, And I was like, yo, dude, like that's crazy. That person had $100,000 in his wallet. He sold for a $50,000 loss. Like that's insane to me, dude. Like why? Why? What is Flare's main utility? They're just a bridge, dude. They're just Flare's utilities being a bridge. PureWall won't let me import my cent. Yeah, PureWall's having an issue, dude. You're gonna have to convert that over to SafePal. What needs to happen for them to get to onto a bigger exchange? Which one are you talking about? Cent or who? Trans people were selling. Yeah. Which one are you talking about? A lot of them don't know the project behind it. They just want to sort of. That's exactly it, dude. That's exactly it. Seems like you're going to have USDT stablecoin on your wallet on the Ethereum network to receive rewards. Oh, interesting. USDT. You think it's going to be USDT or just Ethereum? Oh, dude, it's so hard to hold. I would agree with that. Yeah, that it's such a hard thing to hold. I admit this is an assumption, but people who sold for a loss were likely buying in with money they could not afford to lose. That I think that's a lot of it too, right? They didn't want to lose it, or maybe they were stressed on you, right? Yeah, you're right. Someone said something about H bar. Why is H bar dumping? I mean, it's not really done. It's just it's at the 4 hours at the bottom right now. 4 hours actually in a good spot. H bar is probably going to pump out of that. Same with XLM. The 4 hour for this coming down, but I'd probably wait a little bit. A lot of these things are coming down. We're going to probably see this reverse come back down and then probably bounce back. But yeah, a lot of these are probably on the verge of a nice little long coming up here, especially H bar. Do you hold 280? I do hold a little bit of it, dude. Yeah, I bought it at 150. I'm down on it actually. I do own a little bit of it. Nothing too crazy. I held through it, still holding it, but it hasn't done too well. It's back down to where I bought it, almost a year ago. Both XCL and Send. I'm talking like Robinhood. Oh, they probably got to do really well. You probably got to get onto Robinhood. I mean, these probably got to get into like for Sentinel and XCL to get on Robinhood. They probably got to be. I mean, they got to be higher ranked. I bet you they got to probably be in the top. They probably got to be in the top 100, I would assume. And they got to probably be. I mean, you're probably talking a couple $100 million in market cap to even probably be considered for the larger exchanges. But what's crazy about this is the volume alone is insane. Look at the volume for Cent, $524,000 in 24-hour trade volume on a DEX. Like that's crazy, dude. That's crazy. Let's look at the volume that's coming through these projects are crazy, dude. It's a crazy volume. You don't see that with a lot of these other projects, regardless of whatever is happening to them. The projects are crazy. Let's look at the 24-hour trade. Look at the volume coming through here for $551,000 coming through XCL. Like that's both on a DEX and a centralized exchange. But I mean, like the amount of volume coming through these things is pretty wild. It's pretty impressive, to be honest with you, dude. So like, yeah, you want volume, you want all that kind of stuff, and yeah, we'll see what happens with Cent here. But yeah, I mean, you can definitely see it's come down over the last hour. Sentinel's coming down just a tad bit. So we had some decent sells coming in. You just had a whale sell for 3.47, another one for 1.5. So yeah, these sells will continue to come in, and we'll see what happens here. How long did it take XCL to get listed on MXC? Will Cent get listed there too? I think I don't know, maybe it took like a week or so. I don't know how long it took for it to get there, but I don't think it was that long. They were hoping and praying it would do something similar to what XCL did, so they could jump in and out with a 10 or 28. That's true. I think a lot of people believe that for sure. I would much rather have a project slowly climb than do. I mean, don't get me wrong, Acceler was crazy. I would like projects to do what Acceler did, but that was such a crazy climb that it came off so fast, dude. I missed what you said about Flare. My compressor went off when I was working. Oh, I was just saying that someone asked like what it is, and it's basically just a bridge that works. That's their whole thing is being a bridge. But all right, guys, I'm gonna hop off here. I'm gonna go eat some food. I am hungry today. I don't know why. It's almost lunchtime, so I'm gonna go get some food, and probably continue to watch the charts here. I might leverage or I might not. I'm going to give it a cut probably tonight. We'll have a good idea of where it's going to go. I should probably hold off, probably wait till the end of the New Year's to do it, but we'll see what happens here. With all that, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Excited to sort of see XCL and Cent do its thing. Hopefully they're going to come back up here with Cent and see what happens. So with all that, hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you guys so much for coming and kicking it with me today. Appreciate each and every one of you. And yeah, I'll be jumping over into Discord and kicking it over there for a little bit. So with all that, I love you guys. We're out. Peace out, everyone.